Trade union Numsa remains adamant that they are on the right side of the law. This despite the dismissal of its application for leave to appeal the interdict against its ongoing Congress. They're going ahead with conference. Reporter Aisha Ismail is tracking proceedings, and she joins us now live to give us more details. So Aisha, the outcome coming from court dismissing the application for leave to appeal this interdict, what does this mean, and is anyone reacting there to that court decision?
Well, Masego, certainly here at the Cape Town International Convention Centre, which is now the second day of the Numsa Congress, it's business as usual here. The Numsa delegates all attended the Congress this morning, but of course the ones that walked out yesterday came back to the Convention Centre to come and tell the members here that the Numsa application for leave to appeal had been dismissed. But what's interesting is that as soon as the Numsa application was dismissed, their lawyers immediately filed papers for direct access to the Labour Appeal Court. And this now means, according to the Numsa delegation that I spoke to this morning, they're saying the fact that they've now applied for direct access to the Labour Appeal Court now means that they can continue with their business here at the Cape Town International Convention Centre. It means that the Congress can continue as usual, and in their opinion it means that the rulings, the judgments made by Judge Moshwana has now been suspended pending the outcome of the decision by the Labour Appeal Court. But I'm now joined by Vuyo Lufele. You will recall that he was the person who led the delegation out of the Congress yesterday. He was joined by members from the Western Cape as well as the Eastern Cape and Ukuruleni. Mr. Lufele, yesterday we spoke after you had led the delegation out of the Congress. You were not happy with what was happening. You said that this Congress was unlawful because they were in contempt of court. There's been another development now because Numsa appealed the Labour Court decision. What is the latest?
No, we have not received formally as we are standing here, but we believe what Numsa is saying because we have been made to understand the process that they would have to petition the Labour Appeal Court, and if again their application is denied, they would have to go to Constitutional Court. Hearing from you, it's clear that Numsa is determined to take that process to that extent.
When we spoke earlier this morning, you told me that you were very pleased initially with the decision by the Labour Court this morning.
Yes, we were very pleased as the comrades that are here outside by the decision to decline the leave to appeal for the leave, this language, the application for leave to appeal. When it was declined, we were very pleased, which was confirming that we were on the right track.
And you still believe that this Congress is unlawful and that the election process that took place yesterday is unlawful?
We strongly believe that the proceedings that are happening here inside are in contempt of court. However, if they have now started this process, we will again seek for legal advice to have a full understanding of what then follows. Does that give them right to continue, and what will happen in the event that the Constitutional Court also declares them as having no right to have gone through what they have gone through up until now. But we firmly believe strongly that they are not going to succeed at all, Asia, because they've got nothing new to offer, and I do not know what else are they going to offer to the Labour Appeal Court, up to the Constitutional Court. We think that for us, they are gambling with workers' money, and somebody would have to pay a huge price for this, and it's not going to be workers. Whatever would be the outcome against the leadership of Numsa, it would have to pop up out of their own, and they would have to be sent to jail for contravening the judgment.
Thank you so much for your time. Well, Masego, one day is certainly a long day in politics in South Africa. Yesterday, we were expecting the Numsa conference to go ahead without any glitches. We then saw Mr. Lufela leading out a delegation from the Eastern Cape, the Western Cape, as well as Ekurhuleni. And I must say to you, when I spoke to the Numsa spokesperson earlier today about the cost of this Congress, she did say to me that it cost them 39 million rand to hold this Congress. Here's what she had to say to explain and to justify spending 39 million rand.
If we had not done the conference, we would be violating our duties as a trade union. We must have a Congress, and it must happen once every 4 years in order for us to comply with the Department of Employment and Labour. People must remember that Numsa is the biggest trade union in the country. We're not talking about 50 delegates. We're talking about more than 1,000 people who have to be flown in, who have to be fed, who must be given food, who must be housed, do the calculations. It's not cheap, you know. And for us to have taken the decision for the fact that it even came to that amount, we didn't have a choice, because a lot of the decisions that we took in respect of this venue, for example, using the CTICC, was actually because at that time these decisions were taken when we were under COVID, and there were things that we had to adhere to. So it's whether you had it, however you think about it, it's not going to be 100 rand to host this Congress. And I think people must be realistic. It's a once-off. We fundraised for it. We planned for it. There's absolutely no way that you can expect to do this and think that you're going to be able to pull it off without spending a lot of money.
All right, senior reporter Aisha Ishmael with that report. Let's leave it there for now.